Make sure to be a member on the channel, link is in the description. Hello guys, once again it's Matt, and today we have another video. So the patch was released this week and I made all sorts of new aircraft videos, and today we're going to check it out, one new missile that the EJ Kai received. Remember, the F4EJ Kai is the top tier variant of the Japanese tech tree, of course being the most advanced version year wise. It's the more modern version of the F4 that we have. So it has the most capable radar of all the F4s. So we have the APG-66. And look at this shot, 30 kilometers. I mean, take a look on that. And it finally received the AIM-7F, which is a missile that was used by the EJ Kai. So yeah, it's very, very fun to see this missile added. Of course, the EJ Kai needed a little bit of a boost, So yeah, look at this shot. I just wanted to comment on this shot because it's just amazing. 30 kilometers, he already burned out, and the F-14 actually shot two Phoenixes at me. I kind of saw the Phoenixes coming, there, you see, and I turned away to make them lose a lot of energy. I killed the guy and defeated the Phoenixes. Of course, the Phoenix not being the most effective missile of turning wise. We had some problems in the server as well, so I don't know what was happening that day. It was so weird. But yeah, but basically just an improvement of performance of the EJ Kai. It's a missile that was used by the EJ Kai in real life, and I think it was actually really needed, even though it is the most advanced variant of the the F4s, because of its radar, basically only. You kind of needed a new weapon to be a little bit more effective. Of course, I don't know if the Japanese actually used the AIM-9L. I think they used the AAM-3, but I don't remember if they actually used the AIM-9L. But the AAM-3 is too OP for now, so the AIM-7F is just a logical thing to do. It's a logical step on the right direction. So I'm really glad that they actually did that, and it is just an improvement of on already very good aircraft. Like I said before, he kind of used, even though he has the most advanced version of the radar that we have in the F4s, the AIM-9P is not the greatest thing ever. I'm not a big fan of the AIM-9P or the J. So we ended up not having very particularly good weaponry. So and its radar is very nice to have it, but with the E2, which is a very old missile, even though it's kind of good at shorter ranges, I still prefer the AIM-7F because at shorter ranges it can be better than the E2 sometimes, and at longer ranges the AIM-7F is just way better than the E2. So it's just a very good improvement on the capabilities of this aircraft. Remember, this version doesn't have the Agile Wiggle package, which makes it kind of like a problematic aircraft to dogfight, because the F4 is not the most maneuverable aircraft ever, and without the Agile Wiggle, it becomes a lot worse. So yeah, it's complicated because there are some nations that cannot get anything else right now. We are getting into like a 3.5 or start of the 4th generation aircraft with the F-14 and the MLD and stuff like that, and the vegan. So there are some nations that don't have this type of. They will have like really good 4th generation stuff that will be too OP right now, and but they don't have the most advanced thing, in this middle ground, as I said. So there are some nations, as I said, that have aircraft like this, which is a very modern F4, and it will basically be the main aircraft for the Japanese for a long time, until we get like an F-15J, which is an advanced variant of the F-15, if I'm not mistaken. Is supposed to be comparable to the F-15C, something that will probably take a kind of a long time to actually see in the game. So yeah, I think it's complicated, but I think it's a very well thought idea of having these better missiles to the Kai. And since we probably will see more fourth generation aircraft coming before Japan, for example, receives the F-15, we will see probably more advanced missiles for the EJ Kai. I can think about the AIM-9L, but I'm not sure if they actually use it. But it has the AAM-3 as well. So all these missiles will be making this aircraft. They will try to make the aircraft more competitive against fourth generation stuff. As you saw in the last clip, I killed a guy from 30 kilometers that was in an F-14 that was trying to BVR me as well. So it kind of levels the playing field a little bit, at least having the same type of weaponry that the 4th gen will have. So yeah, there's a lot of other options that we see, like the vegan, for example, can get the AIM-9L, the RB-74. There's the F4F that can get the AIM-9L. There is multiple aircraft that can be just like this, receiving more missiles, but still being a third generation. And I think this will be a very fun type of aircraft to play, because it is still a very limited aircraft performance-wise compared to an F-14 or a MiG-29 eventually, or F-16 or anything like that. But the weaponry will make it so that they are actually comparable, at least in some instances. Not in a dogfight maybe, but in a BVR engagement, yeah, they will be similar. Or in an engagement with the IR missiles and stuff. So yeah, it's excuse me, it's something that I think the it's going on the right direction. And I think the F4 Kai is just really, really amazing to fly right now. I think it's just these type of kills that you get from 30 kilometers. I don't know. There's a lot of types of people that like to play with jets, and there's a lot of people that like to play with the F5s. I said a little bit on the F5 video that, for example, the F5 is a very easy aircraft to start flying and stuff, because there's not much to learn. It's just to dogfight with a fast jet. And there's this type of weaponry, BVR stuff and really great raiders that makes it BVR possible, that a lot of people actually enjoy. So for me, for example, I really love a really good dogfight, but you know how it is. BVR is just it's my sweetheart. So I really enjoy it, and I think it's one of the most fun gameplay things that you can actually do. Learn how to use the systems, learn how to do anything. Of course, remember this aircraft has the APG 66, as I said before, which is the F-16 Raider. It doesn't mean that it's the best Raider possible, but it is definitely the most modern one. So yeah, I think it's even though the F-14 has a more powerful Raider, the EJ Kai have a better radar in technology, which translates to a better blind speed. Remember, I always talk about this, but blind speeds are the speeds that the aircraft basically are hidden from that radar. Basically, it's on a speed that the radar cannot see that target flying. Normally these are speeds that are close to zero, compared to you, which means that the aircraft is not approaching to you, basically. So they are notching and cranking and doing stuff like that, which makes it a very problematic thing sometimes. I see a lot of people complaining about the radar on the F4J, for example, or even in the radar of the F14. That is just a very bad radar, but it just loses lock a lot, But that's just because of the blind speeds, The pull stopper thing is good, but can be very problematic if you are not careful. Remember, this is a very old technology still. So yeah, as you see, the F4EJ Kai even has the first variant of the APG 66. So we should see even more versions of this radar with the F-16s and stuff, which translates to more to lower blind speeds and eventually better pulse Doppler sensitivity basically, you know. It is a thing that, for example, I enjoy the MLD radar very much because it doesn't have that. You know, it's just a normal radar with the MTI, which is a pulse Doppler mode, but the normal mode can filter out a lot of the ground clutter by itself, and in that manner you can actually be able to use it without these blind speeds, of course, with the downside of having some ground clutter still, you know. So yeah, it's we are moving towards more modern stuff. For example, the even the vegans radar received the TWS mode right now, even though you cannot use it to fire semi-active missiles. It will help a lot the vegan to actually be a little bit more conscious with this situation that is happening on the battlefield. And the more modern radar we get, the better that is on the system, and it becomes better on doing a lot of other stuff as well as the BVR itself, you know. So I think it's just a matter of getting used to it, you know, and enjoying flying it the bigger maps, you know. I still think that the small maps are a problem with these missiles, you know, but as you saw, you can still get the maximum range of these missiles. Even though in the stat card may say something different, but the AIM-7F, for example, the max range is around there, 30 to 35 kilometers. It can hit longer than that, but it's just more in high altitude stuff and stuff like that. But in general, it is a very welcome addition to the EJ Kai. I think you should get out there if you have the EJ Kai and test it out. You know, it's an amazing, amazing addition. I guarantee you to that. I know a lot of people like the E2, but trust me, man, the E2 is alright, but the F is way better than E2. You know, it's way better. And try to not use it as a dogfighting missile, you know. Try to use it as a BVR missile. Try to climb. I always say this, man, climbing can save your life in this type of aircraft. These aircraft are not made for flying this low, you know. The F-14, I tried flying low to see how everybody was flying and stuff, but it's just not good enough, you know. So yeah, make sure to fly high, try to use the systems, and yeah, enjoy the EJ Kai because it became a lot better now. An amazing addition, and I hope you enjoyed. Make sure to subscribe, be a member, click the little bell icon, and I see you guys on the next one. Bye guys.